It's currently 3:37 p.m. on Monday, October 6th, and this is the before state. This lawn has been mowed at 1 inch uniformly, so no sweet spots here. The main lawn, the boulevard, and the side strip on the other side of the driveway. So everything's been mowed at 1 inch. I'm going to be putting down ammonium sulfate. I will update you on the rate of that. And we are due for rain. So my plan is to try to take a video of this tomorrow at 3:37 or around there, or even in the morning, because I think we're going to have overnight results. And then I think for sure it's going to be 24-hour results from the ammonium sulfate. I'm expecting to see some of this brown, some of this stuff come out. Well, it's not going to come out completely, but at least grow up enough so I can mow it off. So I have a lot of this from the neighbor's bentgrass, which is now my bentgrass. So this is the before. And now, okay, I'm about to put down my AMS, my ammonium sulfate. This is a 2100, so 21% nitrogen and then 0 on phosphorus and potassium. I really wanted to put this down as liquid today, but it's been too windy all day and the sun's getting close to going down here within about an hour. And I wanted to get it on the grass and water it in, and then hope for the rain that we're supposed to get starting around midnight and then all day tomorrow. So I just wanted to show you what I'm going to be putting down here. So I'm going to be putting down 4 pounds of AMS, and that's for my 1,500 square feet. And I'm going to be putting it down with just my regular Scott's Elite broadcast spreader. This is my little measuring cup here. And oh, I got to turn this back on. 0. That is 1.8. Need a little bit more. A little bit more. All right, so I'm going to put another one of these in my spreader, and then I'm going to get going. This is the Scott's Elite broadcast spreader with the edge guard, and I use the absolute lowest setting on 2. And for me, that actually works out perfectly for the 4 pounds for 1,500 square feet. Okay, we're back. The lawn is watered. Sun's going down. That's the last sliver of daylight right there. Sun's about to go down behind the trees. Got this watered in pretty good, so definitely don't want to leave the salts from the ammonium sulfate sitting on the lawn. I do wonder, now that I've learned a little bit more about it, since that was the first time I did it a month ago, on September 11th, the first time I put it down, I did read that you're not supposed to put down ammonium sulfate when the grass is wet. And I put it down as it had just started to drizzle. So I'm wondering if that is why I got some tip burn on the grass about a month ago. So I'm hoping, like I said, that the ammonium sulfate is going to push out some growth on this pretty fast to get what I'm seeing here with these brown and white tips, and what I believe is a combination of a couple things. One is there's still a tiny bit of mesotrione die-off from the Scott's Triple Action for seeding fertilizer that I put down, also that was on the 13th of September. I think there's still possibly some residual from the first app of AMS, and then I think that there is possibly still some spots that had heavier thatch, and then some spots that are just more of the bentgrass that have crept in from the neighbor side, which now I'm taking accountability for, that it is now my bentgrass. So I'm going to have to address that if I want to. But at this point in the year, and in the 18 years here, this is as good as it's going to look this year. Unfortunately, I would say that my lawn, this is not the best my lawn has ever looked. It's looked better than this when it didn't have bentgrass growing in it, when it didn't have the bare spots from animals. when it didn't have the edge mess up from the ryegrass being in it. So I'd say probably like 2018, after this was eight years old or so. After about 8 years, that Kentucky bluegrass 100% sod, that's probably the best it was looking around then. So I think I might have some street views of the house where they caught us in like one October where it just looked really, really good. I was like, wow, I can't believe how good it looked. So so that's the update. Like I said, we're expecting rain. It's 6:45. I will probably get out here in the morning just to see if I notice anything in terms of change of color or anything. But this really is the color of how dark it is. I'm gonna pan up real quick to the sunshine going down right there. That's the sun going down, facing west here, and then there's the lawn. So no camera tricks. I'm pretty smart when it comes to most of the technology. I'm not above average. I do have a background in graphic design, but definitely not enough to do some kind of color correction on the spot here to make my grass look green. So the grass is as green as it actually is. So take that for what it's worth. So I only put down a tiny bit of iron a couple days ago too. I had just like not even a pound left in my bag, and I just wanted to get rid of it before garbage day, so I threw it out. So I know that didn't make a difference. And I just put down a regular 20-0-10, I think it was, for my fall fertilizer like a week and a half ago too. So there hasn't been anything crazy going on here. I am planning on putting down liquid iron and my granular iron probably in about a week or so, and then I'll probably put it down again the weekend before Halloween. We are the following day from the last video snippet. It is 26 hours after I put down the AMS, Ammonium Sulfate 2100. The thing that's really standing out to me, I feel like I did notice it a little bit yesterday, but now with all the rain, and I tend to water my corners a little bit heavier, I'm definitely seeing some rust damage here. I think this is just, it's going to grow out, and actually the AMS should help push it out. But I might just spray these corners with some of the BioAdvanced fungus control, so I don't have to open a new bag of granular. But it's worse at that corner than all the way down here at this corner, starting about here, right in there. This side's not too bad, but I haven't edged since like late spring. I leave the corners or the edges of the lawn to kind of protect the edges of the lawn in the summertime from heat stress and the cement. So, and then here's another spot here. So this is definitely a squirrel. I've been watching the squirrels run from across the street all day long, poking in the lawn. So throughout the day from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. So 6 hours or so we had rain today. There's the other one. So yeah, it rained for about 6 hours straight. I mean, it might have stopped for a few minutes here or there, but this is the other spot up here. So with all the rain, the granular app that I put down the other day for the peppermint oil for the skunk scram, I'm going to definitely have to reapply it. And I'm probably going to throw cayenne pepper in some of these holes again too. That doesn't seem to really stop these guys from going at it, but I know it's not grubs. I know that they're actually trying to bury their nuts and things that they're carrying. They're running around the neighborhood with them, and then they're burying them here. Why they're burying them here, I don't know. Maybe I think my lawn soil is actually softer, so it's easier for them to dig their holes here, unfortunately. So there's always a trade-off. So it's like you're trying to do the right thing to have a healthy soil and a healthy lawn, but at the same time it's healthy soil for them to bury their stuff to survive the wintertime. So that's just going to be the update for today, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll have another update. Not sure how much greener it's really going to get. I don't think it can get much greener than it already is. Like I said, I'm just hoping for some top growth so I can try to cut off the bent grass that's growing in. So I'll see you in the next one. Okay, I'm back, and now it's been 2 days, so 48 hours. And today the rust on the edges of the grass actually does not look as bad as it did yesterday. And I think yesterday with like the 6 hours straight straight of rain maybe amplified it. But since I saw it so bad yesterday and I'm not going to get to mow or edge, and I already have the hose out and the chemical, I'm going to put down the Bayer the BioAdvanced Fungus Control. And since I have that out and the hose out, I am going to put down my BioAdvanced Bermuda Control. So other than that, this is where we're at 48 hours after application of 4 pounds of AMS. To be honest, I don't feel like I am seeing the excessive growth that I was hoping for, like I saw when I did the second dethatch and scalp back on September 11th, and when I applied that on the 13th of September. So yeah, I'm not seeing the excessive growth, and I'm not seeing any like darker greening. So I think it might just be the weather and the change in the season, and that maybe it needed more heat, or maybe it really worked hand in hand with that scalp and dethatch and all that. So I think I'm as good as I'm going to get for the year, and probably not going to do any iron even at this point, just because I'm happy with how it looks, and I don't want to waste any product. I'm not going to get anything out of it for myself. So at this point, I'm just going to maintain. But like I said, I have these out. I'll show them to you right here. I'm going to use this fungus control. I'm a big fan of the Bayer products. I think they work. Well, I'll just say I know they work for me. So, you know, you might have different results, but for me, they've worked fine, and I've been happy with them. And I use the ready to spray stuff, and I also use granular. I pretty much buy things whenever I can find them on like super sale too at Menards. So, and then the other one I have here is Bermuda Control for lawns. So, if you have the version of this that is crabgrass control for lawns, I am 99.9% positive that the ingredients are the exact same. I have both of them, and everything that's on the front label was the exact same. So maybe there was like some fine print somewhere there. Maybe there was something slightly different, but these are the two things I'm going to use. The Bermuda one, I'm just going to use down here. Right, where's my finger at? Here I am. Right at here. Right on the edge of the property line where I'm seeing, so pretty much even with where the neighbor's downspout is, like that area on our grass is where I see the bent grass the worst. So I'm just gonna hit that. I don't know, it's probably like a 4 by 20 area that I'm just gonna spray. I'm not gonna spray the entire lawn with it because I don't need to. And then, like I said, I'm just gonna do the edges of the lawn here with the fungus control for rust. So this prevents a couple things. Rust is one of the ones here in this bullet point. Those are the main ones. So brown patch, dollar spot rust. I've primarily used this for rust. So, all right, I'm not going to show spraying it because I only have 2 hands, and I have 2 minutes and 57 seconds until I need to get back into the house and finish Willow's dinner.